I feel Arteta has more experience than Maresca.
Why?
For 5 years, you have been coaching Arsenal.
Listen,
Wait,
wait.
You have experience. You've got players yourself.
Wheezy.
You've been able to manage players. Maresca has done, for his first season, he has done better than Arteta. For his first season, so far, he has done better than Arteta.
Every team starts the league to compete. They want to compete.
Yes,
but
we agree on that.
But their goal is not to win the league.
We agree on that.
We agree. So
we agree on
why
that.
are you not asking me if everybody can win the league? No, everybody cannot win the league.
Football Banter.
Hey guys, welcome back to Football Banter. And like you already know, never gonna get tired of saying there is no football without banter. And super pumped because today we're going to be going head to head with some topics that you would find interesting and you would want to get in on the action. And we're going to be opening the floor with the EPL, what's going on right now, how the teams are positioned on the table, and we're going to have some talk about Man City and how they're doing so far. Are they going to bounce back, or this is the end for Pep Guardiola's reign? And also we're going to look at all the topics regarding Salah leaving Liverpool and all the likes, and it's going to be quite a great time with my guys here in the studio. And Ibuka, what are we going with first?
There's a lot, but I think that we can actually first let's look at the table, the EPL table.
Okay.
Manchester City have been sent to the 5th position by Liverpool, and the most intriguing is the second and the third. You can see that Arsenal are ahead of Chelsea just because of alphabet. Now, London is red currently just because of alphabet.
Yeah. So technically, if this was the final match, let's say this was the table.
No, second in total, two of you. They will not be second or third.
Why do you think so?
No, they won't do that. And the law is it cannot be awarded based on alphabet.
Alphabet, okay.
No. So there's something you guys should understand. It's not based on alphabet. It's not based on.
It's not.
Even it has to finish now. Arsenal is still going to be on top. Why? Because Arsenal they will look in the card situation.
It's still the same thing.
Situation. Let me learn now.
No,
they'll look into all those things.
Okay.
Those are the things, because if you're having 6 goals, 12 points, and then I'm on top of you. Perhaps we played head to head. We drew all the games. You understand? We have equal things. What they're going to look? They're going to look into disciplinary aspect. Disciplinary aspect now has to do with cards. How many cards you have. True.
Away from that. But to me, this goes to show that how can we say that Maresca and Chelsea have been able to achieve so far in a short run what Arsenal have been trying to achieve for 5 years. I don't know. Wisdom. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Like,
understand
the kind of the rise. You know how Chelsea was last season.
Yeah.
Always in 10th position. Nobody took 10th away from them. They were Lord of the 10th. You understand? So, but now their rise, their sudden rise to the top 4 in just less than a year. It's wonderful.
Hey, I don't want to call it an achievement yet.
No, it's not an achievement.
I want to say the performance of Chelsea.
Yes.
Because if you check the achievements, Arteta has achieved more than
Maresca
EPL.
actually could just few games and so. But I don't know. What I'm just trying to say is it that Maresca is a better manager than Arteta? So it's like Maresca versus Arteta. Now let's go. Come on, D1. What do you have to say?
Okay, Maresca is not a better manager than Arteta. We can use that as a basis for comparison. And point of correction, Chelsea did not just suddenly rise.
Okay.
Now we need to understand, despite the fact that Chelsea finished 10th position, we're having those rough finishes. There was a process still ongoing. We saw that with Arteta. Arteta finished 8th position. I think twice at one time finished 5th position.
No. The 8th position was not his first full season.
No.
After the lockdown.
No, I'm not particular about positions. I'm just trying to emphasize the fact that he finished in some terrible positions, compared to where Arsenal is expected to finish. Right now, in those times, something was building, something was brewing. The philosophy was being developed, the foundation, the structure, the way the game they play, finding the right players to fit in, understanding that this player cannot serve me anymore. So many things was going on in that process. And the result of that process is what you are seeing now. Arsenal contending for the league. Do you understand? It didn't just happen in isolation. It didn't just happen.
But look at this. In Arteta's first full season, the first game he managed in his first full season. How many games are they playing in the Premier League this season?
13.
I think 13.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the first 13 games of the season, he was not yet seen. Arsenal were not yet seen as title contenders in his first full season. But that of Maresca, we've seen that in 13 games, although Maresca is playing it down, but other people who are coming out and saying, do not play Chelsea down. They are also contenders for this. I don't know, coach, you understand what I'm trying to say here? So, I'm still trying to say, some people and people and wisdom. I know you have this feeling. You know what I'm trying to say. I think Maresca, I think he has a better.
Hold on. See. First of all, Maresca is a good coach, right? If Maresca had taken over Chelsea, took over the rebuilding process, do you understand? You wouldn't have been saying this.
Maresca is actually
no.
Why is it not the rebuilding process?
Maresca just came to it. The building process has already been started, has already kicked on.
Since when?
Hold on.
If you are done,
I'll yes.
Okay. Just continue.
The building process has already was kicked started a long time ago with Pochettino, especially setting, creating that stability in the team. Yes, they didn't achieve their goal for last season, but there was towards the end of the season we saw some identity coming back. We saw some reasonable football. We saw players getting their confidence back. There was a settlement in the way Chelsea play. Finally, the recruitment was beginning to make sense. What Maresca just simply did was bringing the recruitment were already done. So you cannot say Maresca is overseeing any building process. No, Maresca is just making good use of the structure that's already been laid. That is all. He has not overseen any building process.
Okay, so what is it you want to say?
Okay, from my own point of view, Maresca has been doing a fantastic job.
Yeah, we all know that.
And he was saying that the rebuilding process started since. I agree with you, but you should also realize that Maresca can still come and scatter things.
Yeah,
it's possible. Wait, I'm still driving my point, because we had a Graham Potter that came and scattered everything. Pochettino, that we felt, okay, he has experience with the EPL, he struggled. But you have a Maresca, even though he has an experience in EPL, but not as a manager, but as an assistant manager. He has come, he has stabilized the team, and Chelsea is one of the title contender in his first season in EPL, a very competitive league. Few seasons ago, Chelsea are in 10th position, always in 10th position, fighting for that mid-table team. So what I'm trying to say is that Maresca has done, for his first season, he has done better than Arteta. For his first season, so far, he has done better than Arteta.
I feel so, but coach, I think coach has something.
I disagree.
I think
let's hear coach, but I totally disagree. You cannot your metric of measurement you can't use that.
No,
listen. First of all, Maresca is a good coach.
Yes, we know that.
Listen. Check every coach that has worked with Pep Guardiola. I want you to understand that besides the fact that Maresca has not coached a team in England, like being in charge.
He coached Leicester City.
Relax, no, in the EPL, right?
Okay.
But don't forget, Maresca won the EFL, that's the championship, with Leicester. That is a lot of experience. You are sweeping under the carpet. Arteta came in fresh, rookie. At best was just as a matter of fact, if you look at the standing, Maresca is more experienced than Arteta, because Maresca has competed on a whole season and won a league. It doesn't matter whether it's the Premier League or not. So he's more experienced than Arteta, and he on those guys, Arteta, Maresca, even Company. Though I can't say much about Company, but with the way Maresca and Arteta plays you and Guardiola, you can see something identical. They are very, very technical. They have something about details with them, with the way they coach. They focus on details. So you cannot rule out that fact. Now, I want to correct something you said. Pochettino did not fail with Chelsea. But Pochettino was just Pochettino took the project to the next level. He was not giving
I didn't say he failed. I said he struggled with Chelsea.
Yes, because where Chelsea was, any manager will struggle
but
to bring them
the
to
level.
Listen,
Level of which at which Pochettino is as a manager.
No,
it was not meant
it's
to
all
be.
about projects. No, you don't say that. It's all about projects. Even with, you agree with me, even with Pep Guardiola when he came to Man City.
Yes.
Don't forget
They
Man
ended
City,
fourth that season.
Good.
But they were in the top 4.
Good.
At least they played with
No.
Pochettino was bad.
No,
It was
no.
at the end of the season.
Yes,
Listen,
Pochettino was bad.
guys.
Chelsea were not playing well.
We were not playing well.
Guys,
At the end of the season.
hold on. At the end of the season, that showed you it clicked eventually. Now, listen. If first of all, Pochettino, Guardiola, you cannot compare the quality in terms of who they are. So if Guardiola, who literally steps into a team and first season he's already getting the trophy, could finish fourth. Don't forget the City team. Yeah, I'm wrapping up. Don't forget the City team were already champions. Do you understand? They were just champions. The project was already almost set. They just needed to be dominant. That was why they went for Chelsea. It's not like they were not winning trophy. They just wanted to become a force to be reckoned with. So it's the difference. You cannot. You need to look at these little metrics before you go all out and say this is it. This is it. No, you cannot say that.
And he made mention. He said something about Arteta having more experience than Maresca.
No, Maresca having more experience.
Sorry.
Maresca having more experience.
I disagree with you.
Okay, why?
I feel Arteta has more experience than
Why?
Maresca.
Why?
For 5 years, you have been coaching Arsenal.
Listen,
Wait,
no,
you have
wait.
experience. You've bought players
Wheezy,
yourself.
Wheezy.
You've been able to manage players.
Wheezy. No, you're not getting the arguments. The argument is this. Listen, don't say for 5 years. For those 5 years, Maresca was not sleeping. Maresca was not folding sand.
Was he a head coach?
Listen.
Was he a head coach?
Yes, Maresca was the head coach of Leicester City.
That was last season.
That was last season.
Which now how long did Arteta stayed with Guardiola and how long did Maresca stayed with Guardiola? Let's look at it.
No, let's not look at that.
No.
Arteta spent like 2 seasons with Guardiola.
I think Maresca
was
spent
one
one
or
season.
two.
One season.
Wait now.
with Pep.
Before Maresca, once I don't know the stats, but if you say one season before he came under Pep, where was he? Did he just retire football and just spend one season? Where was he? So you need to look at the coaching journey before you say, no, this one is more experienced. No, you cannot say that. It's just like Ange Postecoglou of Tottenham. And you will say, he's new. He doesn't have experience. Do you know how rich
we already know Postecoglou in Celtic. We already know what he has achieved.
Good.
So manager he is.
The fact that the person is not coaching in the Premier League does not mean that they are not experienced. That's what we want to correct. The question is, how long? If you look at it still, if you go by the stat, I don't know what it is, but the stat will tell you Maresca is still more experienced than Arteta. Arteta got the responsibility to handle a big club at a very, in fact, it is the faith and the fact that Arteta is really, really good. He's a student of the game. That's why he's able to sustain Arsenal and not take Arsenal to the relegation.
But you remember when Maresca came, the pressure was hot. Everybody was saying Chelsea sacked Pochettino, a better coach. Remember, nobody knew about Maresca. Nobody knew about him. They didn't give him that chance. They didn't give him that chance.
Let me ask you a question. Chelsea have not sacked.
Let me ask you
because of how
we don't know who Maresca
exactly
is. We have not seen his work. We don't because of the coach Leicester and the Leicester that he coached. Pochettino trashed him at the FA Cup. So
see. When you want to analyze a coach who is good, sometimes why was Arteta signed? You fired Emery and signed Arteta. Make it make sense. A proven coach with European experience and a coach that has not even coached any team, just an assistant. How do you make it make sense? Why do you think this is better? Those are the little things you need to look at before you draw a conclusion.
Coach, let us know what you have to say about Maresca, Arteta. Who do you think is better?
Maresca and Arteta, they are both good coaches.
Yes, we know.
You need to define what you mean by
better.
Who is better.
Yeah, we're talking about
and you need to define
their first seasons
what do you mean by experience? What are the the parameters to judging an experienced
Now,
coach?
the parameter for this is based on the first 13 games, first 13 games in their first full season. Now, so far, Maresca has done better in his first 13 games in his first full season with Chelsea than in the Premier League. We're talking about the Premier League, their experience in the Premier League. So than that of Arteta.
It has to be circumcised. We need to understand the point of the argument. Is it based on this current season or is based on their entire career?
Johnny.
No, it's based on, look at this. We're talking about, like when we started, I said Chelsea have reached the top 4 of the EPL.
You said Chelsea
have
has
reached
achieved
yes, that
in
means
1 year what
achieving,
Arsenal could not achieve in 5 years.
That was just a banter.
Yeah, of course.
But technically, what I'm trying to say is, in Arteta's first year, because I can't use 5 years and 1 year because Maresca just started and it's never up to 1 year. So in Arteta's first season, his first 13 games, he was not at this level at which Maresca is in right now. That's what I'm trying to say. So drawing from that, I'm trying to say Maresca
I think I love this topic
is
because
better in managing than Arteta.
Well, like I said, if we have to go by it, Arsenal is on top of Chelsea. But that doesn't make Arteta more better than Maresca. But if we have to go by result, it means Arteta is better than Maresca. Because a student in the classroom, a student who comes first and the other one who comes second. That's why we have those grades, those ratings. You understand? So, and to go further, you talk about experience. Arteta is much more experienced than Maresca, who is much more experienced. Some say that Arteta just walked in 5 years into the helms of the head coach, whereas Maresca has once been there. Let me tell you something. In football, there's nothing like walking into the helms of the first coach, because even if you are a deputy coach or an assistant coach, you understand, you sit on that same bench, and most of the job at times are being given to you by the head coach because you work on his tacticalities. You understand, the tactics are being given to you. You understand, he sits and observes. The head coach sits and observes. Now he does the correction, whereas you are in the field officiating, seeing it work. He is there, like the ideologist, like the idea giver, to monitor it. Now, to look at them who is much more experienced, we need to understand their journey. One, Arteta started with Guardiola.
Also Maresca.
Maresca started with Guardiola.
No. We have to be clear on that.
To me, I only know about Maresca.
We need to know
it is time with Guardiola.
We need to know.
Arteta was with Pep too now.
No, how long? No, you can't.
We
It's
need
not
to
just
know
from Pep.
We need to know how long
Their journey did not start from
how
Pep.
long-
From
how
Pep.
long-
Arteta's
how
journey
long-
started from Pep.
how long
The
they
Maresca started
spend-
from Pep.
how long they
That's
spend
what
with
we need
Pep
to ask.
Guardiola, who currently, undoubtedly, is one of the biggest coaches in the world of football. So we need to know when they started and who won trophies, because winning trophies, someone said here that Maresca won the FA or whatever trophy with
EFL,
Leicester, EFL with Chelsea. You need to understand that even as a second coach, once your team wins, you win.
Yeah.
They give the medal to them too.
No.
understand? So we
uh,
need to understand that he also won, but he was not the head coach.
Yes,
But that doesn't mean he wasn't part of the team.
of course.
Because those players who are on the bench, once the team wins, it's not they don't give the medal only to those who were active in the pitch. And most of the times, the second coach walks up to the touchline and pass information.
Yeah. And sometimes we even see some cases when the head coach gets suspended.
The second coach takes over. You understand? So to me, I believe if you have to ask me who is much more experienced, I'll tell you Arteta is much more experienced than Maresca.
No,
And why
I
do
will not agree with that.
And why do I say so? I'm saying this because you need to understand something. Maresca was with Leicester City, and he won the EFL Cup. It's nothing. It's nothing.
Come on. We have said, okay,
it's nothing.
Coach, let me take you up on that.
Because if you look, Vincent Kompany,
and then when you say, and then when you say,
Coach, let me take you up on that.
Let me just run up. You know, when you say, on the other hand, when you say Chelsea is rebuilding, we need to understand what we mean by rebuilding. Because if you come and meet players in the team, you understand, it doesn't mean you are rebuilding. It doesn't mean you are not rebuilding. What kind of players did you meet? You understand? And if you come and you buy when you buy in new players, that's when we talk about rebuilding. You understand? But if you come, you meet old players, you understand? You are not rebuilding. You are restructuring. There's a difference between restructuring and rebuilding. Rebuilding is when, you take down everything and then, you come in. But now, restructuring is that perhaps the tactic was not good enough, and then you have to, they brought you in because you need to change the tactic to bring some identity in the game. I mean, on that team or in that team. So I think that's what we should be thinking about.
Okay, Coach, you said something about Arteta being more experienced. No, you can't say that.
No, but
now,
I can't.
Hold on, relax. No, relax. Let me tell you why. You know why you can say that? First of all, you made your point very clear. They both won trophies under Pep Guardiola. Now, you also on this show, some previous episodes said something about the responsibilities of being a head coach, not just an interim, right? And that's because the burden that comes with being the one in charge of recruitment, being in charge of everything, that's a different experience level. That because of the responsibility you have to oversee, right? So we had that agreement that it's a different ball game when you are just an assistant or maybe you are an interim coach, and when you are the head manager. It's a different responsibility. Do we agree on that?
Yeah.
Good. Now, you talk about Maresca being more experienced than Arteta. And I don't agree.
No. I said Arteta being more experienced than Maresca. I didn't say Maresca.
Sorry. Yeah, you're correct. Arteta be more. You say Arteta be more. I don't agree, because now you can say Arteta has gotten experience, but looking at their managerial profile, you would see that Maresca is more experienced.
But do you know?
Let me explain.
Okay.
Both of them won trophies under Pep Guardiola.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. That's the common denominator. But Arteta went straight. Arteta got, what you call it? They like just picked him baptism on fire. Arsenal. With all the big targets and everything, you have to make the team work. The team was in shambles. You have to restore Arsenal back, and all that big responsibility, right? I'm still coming to that part. Now, looking at Maresca. Maresca had experiences with Parma. He managed Parma, right? And also, he managed Leicester City. So you can see he already, and whether you like it or not, those clubs are not big clubs. So the expectations from those clubs and targets from those clubs are not as heavy as having.
Okay, managed Parma.
Yes,
Parma in Italy as a head coach.
Under 21.
Under 21.
That's under 21.
Relax. No. Relax. It's not about the.
It's not
relax,
okay,
guys.
go on.
See,
Go on.
let's try to analyze football, objectively.
But they're different levels.
No. Listen, yes, I agreed. I just said something now. I'm still on it. Don't change the standard when it's manager. Whether you are managing a primary school team, you are in charge. Now, the pressure is different when you are managing. It's just like managing Arsenal, managing Madrid. The pressure is different. You are expected to win the Champions League, but from Arsenal, you are expected to compete in the Champions League.
Okay.
That is the obvious truth. Let's see what.
Can I help you? Can I help you? 1 minute. Let me help you out. Dewine, how many years has Arteta spent with
5
Arsenal
years.
in the EPL?
Almost 5 years.
Almost 5 years.
How many years consistently or inconsistently has Maresca spent in the EPL? Those are the things. Those are the things you should be thinking about.
First year.
Because see. When you serve long,
you asked me, right?
Yeah. When you serve long, you definitely go ahead. I just asked you a question now. I'm just trying to elaborate something.
Okay.
When you serve long in an institution, that's when you gain experience. You understand?
And I'm going to explain what you just said. I'm going to explain it.
I just want you to first of all tell us how many years both of them spent.
Good.
In and out.
Now you are just saying it's unfair, or it's not correct to say 5 years. No, in those 5 years, what happened? Same thing for Chelsea. You cannot say 5 years. In those 5 years, what happened? Now, listen. Let me come here because I was going somewhere.
We can't even mention years for Maresca, only months. in Chelsea in EPL.
Relax. How many matches have been played? So we are just
using
actually
this
we
whole
actually
argument.
using-
This
yes,
argument
yes.
is based on
On
how many matches
Yes,
they
yeah,
played
no,
in their first.
no,
because we're using the
re-
first time of Arteta.
no,
Arteta's first.
relax. We can't even use that. Right now,
we
listen.
have to use. That's
No,
what we are
wait,
using.
wait. Right now, we are just only making what you call it now, because the season is not done, and you know the EPL is going to be dramatic.
Of
The
course.
season is not done, but we are just looking at so far. If you want to go by that, Arteta won the FA Cup in his first a few games with Arsenal. So let's not even go with that. But I'm trying to make a point because I'm looking at the whole journey with that's what my stand is. You cannot say Maresca is more successful than
We are not
Arteta.
talking about success.
Good, no. That is what our topic is about. You're talking about who is better, and you're saying 5 years with Arsenal and few months with Chelsea. See what he has. You cannot.
Now,
you cannot
look at
say
this,
that.
look at this.
You know the same way. The same way. If Man U wins their next few matches, you will say Amorim is better than what you call it, Ten Hag. No, you can't say that. Just this. See, first of all, Arteta inherited a squad in turmoil.
Okay.
Right now. I said we inherited a squad in turmoil. First of all, there were a lot of things broken in Arsenal that needed time to rebuild. And you know the way Arsenal is structured. It's not like Chelsea. Chelsea, the owners the owners run the club. For Arsenal, the board runs the club, and to get a decision through in Arsenal is harder than it is with Chelsea.
The wine. Sorry. So let me just when you say Arteta inherited or took over Arsenal when the club was in shambles, I don't accept with you.
Why?
Because remember, during the period of Emery, Arsenal was still going to Europe.
Yeah.
So how is the club in how was it in shambles? You tell me Arsenal was looking for their identity.
Coach, I'm an Arsenal fan.
That I'll accept with
Coach,
you.
Coach,
I'm an
sorry.
I
Arsenal
do watch
fan.
Arsenal play.
I'm an Arsenal fan. Listen, I'm an Arsenal fan, right? And I can tell you that we got to Europe was just because Emery is good in Europe. Was not because Arsenal was
No,
good.
that's why I said the
team was rubbish.
You can't say Arsenal was.
That's what Coach. It's the
in
same
shambles. I'd rather prefer you to tell the audience that Arsenal was
They have
not
no
having an
identity.
identity. You understand?
When you don't
and,
have
they
identity.
needed, and not having an identity means you don't have a tactic. You don't have a play style.
So what was
but
it was in shambles. What was our banter? Listen,
but they win. They go to Europe.
Nah.
Because listen.
What was our banter against Chelsea earlier this season? What was our banter against Chelsea? Lack of identity. And what does that mean? It's in shambles.
Not only identity. Chelsea, listen now. Look at this.
Okay.
Let me come.
Let me just finish.
Okay.
Chelsea was always found at the bottom, at the second.
That's why I said they were only always
at the second
10th.
place of the table.
Chelsea
You
is
understand?
10th club.
But Arsenal, even with Emery, was still in the top 4.
Which
Yeah.
top 4?
It was Emery's last
top
season.
four?
It was the
They-
last season that they didn't go. It
Yeah, it was
was
his last season.
2019 they played the FA Cup with
they were in the
Chelsea
top
now.
4 now.
Was it 2019?
No,
they
not
played-
2019. 2018. They
They were in
played.
the top 4.
It's still
2019. 2019. They played.
2019.
guys,
What is it called? What do they call it?
Europa
guys. Whether you see, Arsenal was in shambles, right? We know we saw see.
Okay, now.
Listen. Arteta overachieved in his first season with Arsenal. He overachieved because the team was in shambles. I'm telling you now.
see,
First
you
of
know
all,
why-
You people have actually digressed from. I'm gonna bring this up
that's
now.
because,
Wait,
that's because
listen.
you're not allowing me to see my points through.
You've actually laid
I
down
understand
your
what you're
points.
saying. The wine, and everybody is still missing it. Now look at this. Number one, I said the comparison is based on the first full season in charge. Look, Arteta's first time when he was appointed, his first games during his appointment led him to the FA Cup final. He won the FA Cup and stuff. He took the team when it was after lockdown. It was towards the end of the season, the second part of the season. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm not using that season. I'm using, okay, you have played that season now. Arteta, you played that season. You ended up winning the FA Cup. Fine, forget that season.
Then
You
the
now had
rebuilding started.
You now had the rebuilding started. You had a pre-season.
The rebuilding started.
No matter you like it or not, it did not sell everybody in the team.
Okay.
A lot of players left the team.
Okay.
He recruited his own players. He
Okay.
used some from the academy.
Okay.
Now, Maresca came to Chelsea. He had the preseason. He let go of some players that he does not want. He brought in players that he wants. They also brought in players. He also used players from the academy. So it's So now I'm drawing my argument from there now. Okay, from there now, your first Premier League, your first 13 Premier League games in your stage of your restructuring or rebuilding, who did better? Maresca did better. Because in his first 30 games, Maresca is already in the top 4. Why Arteta was not in the top 4?
You see, we cannot even still compare.
If you want to predict now, because cannot say now, if you want to predict Maresca with this in the next 5 years, you will say if it goes on like this in the next 5 years, this is where Chelsea will end, and they might end up winning the league.
Ebuka, no matter how you go about this, you still cannot compare.
But listen, now let me
tell you why you cannot compare. Right, they are contenders to win the league because Man City is having a bad time.
Let Man City come back first.
Listen.
Is Arsenal not the contender? Even talking about Man City, are you not the contender?
No, of course I'm a contender.
But in the first season,
you talk about Man City? Are you saying no? I want to get something, please. I want to get something. Are you saying you sit here and say it loud, very openly that Chelsea is a contender because Man City is having a bad day?
Not even
as in Arteta's first season.
Everybody in the EPL not the contenders.
There were teams that were having a bad day.
Listen.
There were teams that were having a bad day. Teams that used to end up in the top 4 too.
Listen. Maresca said something and he keeps saying it, but you guys are not paying attention because fans like to over hype or over expect. Chelsea are sitting 3rd position. That is result. Maresca understands the process the club is in. That is why you cannot say they are even if Chelsea goes ahead and win the league, Chelsea are not in the they are still in that
league. If Chelsea win the league, they are better than Arsenal.
No.
They are better than Arteta. Because you had the opportunity to win the league twice, and you
are still waiting for next season until it's Netflix.
Now listen. You are drawing a conclusion based on you are still not getting the point. I'm not saying if Chelsea win the league, they are better than Arsenal or not better than Arsenal. That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making is in Chelsea's journey, where Chelsea should be. Listen, before you look at the potential of the club or the team right now, where Chelsea is right now. Look at the quality of the team and look at what the team is capable of achieving. Where even if Chelsea win that league now, does not mean that Chelsea's process is done. It would be very wrong of you to say if Chelsea win the league, their process is done.
Of course,
listen.
Will not be done.
I'm not talking about comparison with Arsenal. Don't leave that
continue.
first because Chelsea will not win the league. So don't be too over ambitious. Let's see, but don't be too over ambitious.
Dwayne,
now,
I want to ask you one question.
Go ahead.
Is Nottingham Forest or which team is at the top? Ipswich at the bottom. Ipswich and the others in the Southampton at the relegation. Are they contenders to win the?
No, they're not contenders.
I mean, initially before the season kicks off.
Before when the season wants to start,
I've told you from here.
They're contenders, right?
I've mentioned
that they will not connect contenders, but
I've
they have an opportunity to win the league.
Listen.
Having an opportunity.
I've mentioned you cannot have an opportunity to win the league.
No, from the beginning.
Leicester City. Let me just go. Let me look for something similar. Away from football, not away from football. All those who walk into the big brother Niger house,
you have to use
are they contenders to win?
Listen.
No. It's a question. I'm just asking.
No, you cannot compare that. You cannot compare that. No, listen. No, you know why you can't compare that? See, you cannot use big brother competition and talk about football. It's a different. You cannot see. Let's be practical and see.
Yeah, because what we're doing.
You can only use football. No, it's not even that. It's not even that.
It's not about having them. They don't have 11 players. Are they playing 12 and you're playing 11?
Coach, we are talking football.
Yeah.
And when we talk about football, we have to talk with information like people who understand the game and what's involved in the game. Ipswich, Southampton or Everton or whoever is on the bottom of the table. When the season started, everybody started at 0. They are not contenders. Their goal is not even to win the league. Their goal is to do well and stay in the EPL. That's their goal. Let's not forget that. It is wishful thinking. It is wishful thinking to say when the league starts, everybody has a chance. No, everybody does not have a chance, sir.
Okay. I want to make it clear here. I believe I said this here. When the league kicks off, the inside objective, that's the inside in the club. The objective, it's well known to them. Guy, we are going to stay in this league. You understand? If peradventure like they always say, the taste of the pudding is in the eating. Just like Chelsea is doing now. You know, they get along with it. Just like Leicester City did, they get along with it. But now, in the EPL sheet, there are 20 clubs in the EPL.
Competing
All those
for the
20,
EPL
they are competing for what? What are they going in for? What are they playing for? If they are not contenders, what are they playing for?
For the EPL.
If they are not contenders,
For the
are
EPL
they there just like to help the top 4, the Man City, the Arsenal, the
Don't
Man United,
forget.
to go and carry the
Don't forget.
They are-
Don't forget. Football is business.
that's what
right?
I'm saying.
So they are there for every team. They have a goal.
See. Forget now. You're trying to
No, you're
meander.
diverted.
I'm not meandering.
You're meandering.
I'm not meandering.
What could you say
Just
is true?
listen. Just
I'm not
listen.
meandering.
Although
It's still
all
the
the
same
clubs have
thing.
their different
I'm
levels.
answering your question, coach.
All the clubs have their different levels, but the thing is, at the beginning of the
Ideally,
season, there are 20 teams on the sheet, 20 teams competing for the EPL title.
So let me just ask
So after
Wizzy,
the run,
Wizzy,
during the
Wizzy,
run of the games,
Wizzy,
we
remember-
now know who are the contenders for this season. So that is it.
Wizzy, remember I told
can
you
you
here that
compete
I
with that?
told
What?
you here that you cannot override
Chelsea.
Chelsea. I said it here. I think in one of our episodes
Yeah,
I said
yeah,
it
yeah.
here. You said no, you guys are just going to perhaps the top 4. I said no. Once you are in, you are in. Like in French, we say mouillé c'est mouillé, il y a pas mouillé sec. You cannot be wet and you are dry. It's either you are wet or you are not. You get me? So once you are in it, you are in it. Now you are beginning to feel the taste of going to win the EPL. How do you feel, Wizzy? Yeah, because you just said something.
Feels great.
How do you feel?
It feels great.
That's it.
At least.
So
The one you've been second for almost 5 years now. Now you are still second, and you are the direct team behind Liverpool. You can actually bring down Liverpool.
yes,
You understand? And go ahead to win the league. How do you feel?
But now they are still looking at City. They are still City is still their problem.
No,
not
the one is the
Liverpool.
one looking at City.
No,
and
City
the
is
one
not our
wants City to
problem.
come up so that as Chelsea should go back to
City,
the
no
10th
team is our
position.
problem, guys. Note that. No team is our problem. See, you wanted to.
yeah, it's City. As well,
No,
coming to City. Coming to City.
City is not our problem.
You mentioned. You said. There was something you mentioned there. What were we talking about? You were saying because City are down now.
Chelsea is in the 10th position
Yeah, because City are down now.
City are down.
down,
Come on.
yeah.
You can't
So
say
now
that.
talking about City, to me personally, I still feel, although I don't think they can win the league, but do you think City can come and displace whoever is in that second and end up second, or even maybe even
It's
still
possible.
go
It's
and win
possible.
the league again, coach?
It's possible. Anything can happen.
I don't think so.
You know, everything in football is possible. Like you see this ball, I always say this football is round. As it is now, City, they're having their bad moment. You understand? They are still in the war. They've lost some few battles. Like I said the other time, too many battles makes up a war. Conglomeration of battles becomes a war. It's just a battle. Some battles, but the war is still ongoing.
Yeah.
You know? And City might bounce back. I remember I said it again the other day. I said it again in our last episode that the Liverpool coach, Ansi Slot, he said it that Guardiola can come up with something.
Yeah.
I told people here that they are just words. They are words of comfort. You know, that's the politics. You know,
Of course.
the politics that the coaches they use to lure you to sleep. You understand? You go to bed, you think that this man you listen to, you say, oh, this guy is showing concern, this, that. You know, they'll slump you, and then by the time you come in, you receive it woto. And that's what happens.
So, coach, still, as much as I want to move on from that, but I don't think it's right to move on. See, this is football, and like I was trying to say, every team, forget if you want to win the EPL, there is a requirement. You know how to prepare to win it, because the guys who are used to winning it always prepare to keep winning it. So you can't tell me that Ipswich starts the season to win the EPL. No. Not the teams that we want to win. You see the top 6 or the top 4. Let me use the top 4 for to be specific. Use the top 4 prepare to win the league. And that shows in their budgeting. That shows in their recruitment. That shows in how they handle business. You can't compare that with an Ipswich. The budget, you can't win the league like that. And we can see okay, why is everybody saying if Arsenal doesn't get a striker, Arsenal is not going to win the league? That's because there are requirements. A team that wants to win the league, there are things that you see that will make them win the league.
Yeah.
That you know they win the league. We've had some outliers. Those are outliers. So because we've had teams like Leicester City springing a surprise, does not mean that is the start. No, that is not the structure. That's not the standard.
What you're saying. Listen. Yeah, I agree what you're saying. You're saying they have things to. They have to go and get the players, right?
You have to spend.
Okay, now, Leicester City. I'm still saying that Leicester City.
That's an outlier.
No, I won't call them an outlier because
no, it's an outlier. Listen.
That season, listen, coach. That season, they didn't spend money like other teams.
Ebuka.
But they signed a player like Kante. A player like, although they were cheap, but they could get the right kind of attribute of players that they need, that they know that can compete for them.
Brighton
with a top coach like Claudio Ranieri.
Brighton
and they went on and they won the league.
Wait, Brighton gets the best, the best crop young players because you can see how much they sell them to other clubs, and Brighton's recruitment system is great. But Brighton's goal is not to win the EPL.
No, they want to sell players to make money.
That is the point.
Leicester City also sold players
Listen. If Leicester City was not an outlier, they would not exceed 1, 2, 3, max 4, 5. You know the teams that their goal are to win the league in a season.
Yeah, we know.
Man U, Chelsea, Man City,
Liverpool,
Arsenal, Liverpool.
Maybe
not Tottenham. Tottenham goes not to win the league. Now you can see how the table always revolves around these guys. Yeah. Some have go through bad spells like Man U, and they finish uncharacteristically outside where they should finish, or Chelsea or Arsenal. No, that does not mean it just happened. But you see, these guys prepare to win the league. It's different from the other guys. Like we know Tottenham, their goal is not to win the league. Brighton, their goal is not to win the league. So we cannot blanket it and say every team has a chance. No, every team does not have a chance. They have a chance to compete, but not compete to win the league. Okay. Let's get it straight.
All right.
Now talking about Man City.
Dwayne, I've made it clear here, and we see him not to understand it. These teams you are calling are teams that have already made their name. That's why you feel psychologically.
It's not a feeling.
No, listen, let me
it's not a feeling.
Psychologically in you, you sit here and say it, which
it's
is
not
right.
A feeling, coach.
Now, I'm saying this.
Coach,
I'm saying this.
Coach, it's statistics.
I'm saying this. Manchester United, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, no name. Wipe off their name. Put them on the table. Now, this is the EPL. Now we have the Ipswich, the Southampton and everything. That's how it's been looked upon.
No.
They get into it. Now they get into it. In getting into it, they have their own smart goal, their own personal objective of the club. The club lays out its objective before the season, an internal objective. That's internal. We all know that the management knows that we don't have the quality of players to rival this. That's internally. You understand? But now the structure of the EPL says that you must come in and compete for the league.
Coach, that's trying to be.
That's the logic that you fail not to understand.
No, that's trying to be technically correct.
That's the technicality in it. You get
Coach,
me?
No.
Now they get into the league.
Coach,
let me land.
Coach, you are being.
Things begin now to shape out. You understand? They get into the league. Things begin to shape out. Now they find their position. You get me? But at the beginning, they all go in. Okay. It's a trophy. First going for it.
No, coach.
Now, once you begin to lose 2-3-0, 4-0, you begin to step down.
I'll use a race.
That's it.
As an example.
Yes.
Everybody coming to a race
is to win.
Is to win.
Thank you.
Whether you are whether you are fast or whether you are a slow runner.
Another reason why you are wrong.
As long as you are there on that track, your aim is to win. So whatever happens along the line is your business.
You know your heart. You know your heart. Your preparation and your equipment will not allow you win.
It's your cup of tea.
No, it doesn't work.
Imagine Girona wins the La Liga last season. Look. It's still the same team.
Did they win the La Liga?
They did not win.
That's the point.
They use Leicester. Leicester is better.
Listen. No, that's the point. Did they win? Who won the La Liga?
They did not win.
Who won the La Liga?
Listen, it was Madrid.
You don't get the point. See, listen. The fact that there's an establishment. Listen, the EPL, the La Liga is a body. Is set up for competition. Listen. Get my point clearly. I'm not missing words. Every team comes in to compete.
Okay.
Not every team come in with the goal to win the league.
How do you know that then?
Because if
Why are
you
you
go
now
through the
competing
club,
if
How do you
not
know?
win?
How do you know? How can you go?
Why are you going to compete?
Why are you going to?
And you're not going to win?
good. Why are you going to compete? Because first and foremost, they are in the competition for business.
Okay.
Good. Do you understand? Secondly, most of this club, like for example, Brighton, for example, are in the game, are in the league to business. That's what is the business basically. Business is what surrounds them. Now, wait. Business is what they are about. If they want to now get over ambitious and say, okay, we want to try to win the league, their goal and everything philosophy will change. So why are we denying the fact that every club has a goal for this? It's just like Chelsea. Whether you see it or you don't see it, the goal, the mandate given to Maresca is not to win the league.
Okay.
It's to get Chelsea to compete again. Now, if they win the league, okay, that's good. It's expected because the structure from the training facility to the provisions of the players to everything is put in place to actually win a league. But because of the journey where they are in the process, the goal might not be to win the league, but eventually to win the league. See, a team like Ipswich or Southampton, they don't have that kind of goal.
Okay, now listen. I agree with you. Now the goal is different. But can anybody win the league from the beginning of the season?
It's just like saying
It's a question.
No, wait.
No.
Can
Anybody? Let's say the league is starting.
Yes.
From the league is starting. Everybody
It's a
is
question.
online.
Just answer the question. Can
anybody win the
Yes
league?
or no?
You know why I can't give
No,
you a short-
no. Give us that you can explain.
no. It's just like saying
It's
it's just like saying, can anybody be wealthy?
Yes.
Yes.
So why is everybody not wealthy?
Because some people don't set up their.
That's
smart
not the
goals.
question. Look.
Some people don't set up their
It's
smart
not a
goals.
yes or no question. You
No,
just
it's a yes or
answered
no
it.
question.
It's a yes or no
It's a yes or no question. Can anybody win the league?
It's a
Let
yes
me
or
tell you
no.
why no. Let me
It's
tell you
not
why
a
the
yes
answer
or
is
no.
yes.
Wait.
Now when I brought it,
What have I been saying?
when I brought in Big Brother Niger House, you said bring about something footballers. You understand? Now you are bringing about work.
Even without
But I will
setting
tell you,
goals.
even with that,
The Portable set goals.
Even with
Is he
that,
not wealthy?
Even with that,
Listen. Portable is not wealthy. Portable is rich.
No, the one you must answer.
Now, listen. Like I said, they are outliers.
No. Just answer the question.
Your
Forget
preparation,
about those things.
your preparation is what determines whether you win. Everybody have an equal chance at life, but your preparation is what determines what you win. And my point is, every team comes in with the goal to compete. Every team starts the season to compete.
Okay.
But not every
We have
team's
agreed
goal.
with you. We have agreed.
Listen, not every
We have
team's goal.
agreed, yes.
No, you've not agreed. If you have agreed, you won't ask me that question.
There are no go. See,
If you agree, you won't ask me that
the
question.
question is not based on what you said.
Can every team? Okay.
My goal,
Ebuka, something they talk of pidgin. Say any pikin believe say im mama e food na he be the best. But when you go outside go taste another woman e food for outside, you go know say her mama never even start cook. Make I tell you this thing. When you talk for here say no, when you talk say every team need going to go compete. You didn't tell they set their goal. When they say my house,
No, let's say that's their goal. Forget the see. My goal.
I did tell you, say everything where they go in is to win. Now, when they dance, when they start playing the drum now, now they go know we
Coach,
that's why anybody can win the league.
No, you guys are not listening. Coach,
Just be our preparation. Why
you
you prepare? Why you prepare? When like that they prepare, then always they prepare. They say you know they prepare well.
You know the good thing.
Madrid they prepare well. Now when they come inside and they know who prepare well. The outcome inside the field of play know who prepare well.
The good thing is, thank God for the internet and media. Every team, most teams are vocal about their goals for the season. Coach, you don't deny the obvious. Like I said, I repeat again. Every team starts the league to compete. They want to compete.
Yes,
but
we agree on that.
But their goal is not to win the league.
We agree on that.
We agree.
So
We agree on
why
that.
are you not asking me if everybody can win the league? No, everybody cannot win the league.
So you know they are wrong. You know they are
No,
wrong.
You are
Everybody
very
cannot
wrong.
win the
Now let me give you the reason why you're wrong. See, look, you are wrong.
Okay, go
When
on.
you say everybody cannot win the league,
Yes.
you are wrong.
Okay.
Everybody's goal is not to win the league. Yes. Everybody's goal is to compete. Yes. But not to win. Yes. To compete, stay in the league because of business reasons. Yes. Can anybody win the league? Yes. Let me tell you why. My goal is to win the league. I'm Manchester City. Your goal is to compete. You are Leicester City. But in the case of competing, and in this case of me trying to win the league, I did not end up. I'm talking about the 2016 season.
16, 17.
2016-17 season. But in the case of competing, you ended up winning the league. That is enough evidence to show that anybody can win the league.
Like I said,
Anybody
like I
can
said,
win.
like I said,
It was not
they
my
are
goal to win the
outliers.
league.
Listen,
They're outliers.
like I said,
See,
they're outliers.
That's why
Outliers don't exist in football.
See,
But outliers,
It does.
It does. No, let's say it does.
does. It does.
Let's say
It does.
it does.
It does.
There's no consistency in football. You see,
Coach,
Barca, listen to me.
how can you say outliers?
Listen to me. Listen to me.
Coming
Listen
from
to me.
you.
Barcelona beating Madrid in Bernabeu. It wasn't a fluke.
No, it's not a fluke.
You understand?
Barca is a big team.
Likewise, Mallorca beating Barcelona. It wasn't a fluke. They
Not
prepared
Mallorca,
for every
Las
match.
Palmas.
Las Palmas. They prepared for it. See, let me tell you something here. That is football we are talking about.
Las Palmas beating.
I said it's not a
beating
fluke.
Barcelona.
It's not a fluke. I said
No,
it.
their tactics were-
I said
and
it.
that's not
I
the
said
first
it.
time that their
I said
coach
it.
was beating
I said it.
Barcelona.
I said it.
Okay. Beating Barcelona. This is top time,
I'm saying this.
This point you just made now just supported now that it's not a fluke. See, if you say it's not, Leicester City was not an outlier, please, sir, how far? See, listen,
I didn't say they were not out.
in the last 10 years.
You are stuck with this because you know Manchester United
In
must
the-
win the league.
in the
You know
last 10
Liverpool
years.
must win the league. You know Man City must win the
In
league.
the
That's
last
why
10 years.
Leicester
But
coming to win the league to you is something you call it an outlier. No.
And that's not fan will never agree because they have not won the league for a very long time. So
Okay, let me ask you a question.
Psychologically,
Wait,
you already
let
settled.
me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Since the inception of the EPL, right?
Yeah.
Please, who are the regular winners?
Man U,
Okay.
Chelsea,
Okay.
Arsenal,
Okay.
Manchester City.
Liverpool.
I won't put Liverpool. Liverpool has just won once in the new.
No.
Okay,
no.
generally.
Yes,
Okay,
yes, yes.
generally, yeah. If I want to go
Even-
generally,
Wait.
Man
There's
U,
Nottingham
wait,
Forest.
wait,
There's Nottingham
Liverpool.
Forest.
Wait,
There's Aston
wait,
Villa.
Leicester City.
They've
Wait,
won.
no, wait, relax.
let's have won it two before those years.
Relax. Even though Liverpool did not win, have not won it, all those years before they eventually won it, you always added them as contenders.
Because of how they were.
You are still hitting
You are shitting yourself. Because back then, let me tell you, back
I'm
then,
not
when it was
hitting
not in the
myself.
EPL,
I told you.
You can go ahead.
I told you. I'm not hitting myself. My point is still my point. My point is Man City, Man U, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea, their goal every season is to win the league. If Liverpool did not every season, if Liverpool has not won the league for the past 10 years, it's because they fall short of their goal. But that is their goal. That's my point. Leicester City coming into that mix is an outlier. That's why I ask you. Since the EPL,
So that means Man City were outliers when they won it the first time, 2012.
good. Man City, yes, were outliers.
Okay.
When they won it 2012.
But you still
Wait,
you're
wait,
still
wait.
proving our point that anybody can win the league.
Wait, no, everybody cannot win the league.
Hold on.
Listen. Let me finish.
I'll listen.
Because it's there now. Look how many matches they have won.
You have to find my point.
No, listen, finish. Listen.
To show you that.
Banter the boy.
To show you that Man City were outliers before, like you mentioned, before they won the league. But how far? They've gone to dominate, right? And before they won the league, what did they do? Man City prepared and made their goal. Their sole goal was to win the league.
Were you there?
Yes.
Were you there?
Yes.
You can never be there.
Yes,
So
I was
why not?
there.
Wait, back then,
Ask me,
before we changed
ask me,
EPL,
how was I there?
Back then, before
Ask me, how
we
was I
changed the
there?
EPL, we had teams that dominated the league, like Nottingham Forest, like Aston Villa. You understand? They dominated back then before we changed to EPL. Now, guys like these other clubs, Man City, they were nowhere to be found. Chelsea, they were nowhere to be found. Are you saying that back then, the regular guys were only the guys to win? Nobody could have won the league? No, my friend. I said no. Everybody who gets into a dance hall is to dance.
Yeah.
You get me? Now, you begin to know.
You confirm my point.
You begin to see the style of someone. You begin to see Davido. I'm not Davido.
You confirm my point.
Usher sliding.
confirm my point.
Now you begin to say, hey, this guy bad.
No,
you retreat.
Your point
Our point is anybody can win the league.
Your point is trying to be technical with your no. My point is stating the obvious.
Okay.
And the obvious is everybody cannot win the league. If wishes were horses, beggars will ride. Everybody cannot win the league.
The obvious is anybody can win
The
the
fact
league.
that you are wishing that I want to win the league does not mean you win the league. Everybody cannot win the league. We saw the amount of recruitment, the amount of money that came into Man City and how they recruited massively from coach down to the list staff just to win the league. That is it. That now you can win the league.
This divine argument is the reason reason why Arsenal has not won the league for the
that
past
is
few
it.
years. Because you have that mentality of anybody cannot win the league. So you just feel
So you
it's
don't
only
believe that you
City.
can win the
It's
league.
only
Only
City that
City,
can win the
City
league.
and Liverpool.
Wheezy.
Bro, as long as you're in the EPL,
You can win
you can
it.
win the
Wheezy.
league.
This
So
one, you
whatever
can win the league.
happens along
Wheezy.
the line, even if you choose not to compete,
That's why
or you choose not to,
an
not
Aston
to-
Villa can just come and go on and then enter top four and maybe before you know they can even win the league.
What you and Wizzy doing is motivational
It's
speech.
not that's the truth.
Listen. It's motivational speech.
Wheezy, you don't say that in here
See.
now. It's painful now. Why would you say such thing in here?
But not true now.
No. He can express
But
himself.
that's the truth. If Arsenal
How can you say because
believe
Arsenal
that
believe that
anybody can win the league and they can win the league, even when Leicester won the league, they could have won
That's
it.
why when they had 13 points ahead
They
of
could have won it.
Yes.
Because that year was Arsenal's year.
No, but that's why.
But you do not believe that you can win the league now.
But they had 13
it's
points.
Man City and Liverpool that
They
can
had
win the
13
league.
points over Man City. It simply goes to tell you how the wine thinks. You had 13 points. At the end of it, you end up losing the league because Man City. you are
And
afraid of Man City. You had it at the back of your mind that Man City must win the league.
It will be a chaos
well,
if Chelsea end up winning this season's
Oh, God.
Premier League.
Arsenal should just sack
If
Arteta.
wishes were horses, beggars were right.
Okay, now let's
Like I
straight up to
said-
the fans.
like I said-
let's straight up to the fans. First of all, Maresca's first EPL season, first full EPL season that is judging from after your the preseason going forward to your first 13 games in your first full EPL season to that of Arteta's. Judging from it, who is the best between Maresca and Arteta? And also, do you believe that anybody can win a league? Anybody can win the EPL? Or based on the fact that they are already top teams
Top
there,
teams.
everybody cannot win the league? Let us know in the comments.
Let us know what you think. And do you think that I've been saying, everybody cannot win the league, right? Everybody can compete. They have a chance to compete, but not everybody can win the league. The teams that want to win the league, you see it in their preparation, you see it in their investments. It's maths. You see it. Yes, it might not happen, but you see, just like you can count that you cannot find Madrid on the second half of the table. It is not you. So you cannot say any team can. You
Now you are buying the fans. Now you are buying the fans. Now you are buying the fans.
No,
It's simple.
it's not about buying the
It's simple.
fans.
Do you think anybody can win the EPL? Finish.
That is it.
No problems.
That
but
is it.
Not
Arsenal fans will
everybody
never agree.
can win the EPL. All right. So guys, if you think you want to jump on this, the comment section is open. Go all in. Go on Rampage and let us know what you think. And who knows, you get a chance to come join us here in the studio and lend your voice to this. Okay. And let us know what you think. And don't forget, hit the subscribe button, turn on the post notification, and come on, go ahead and share this to your friends, share to everyone. Join the banter. And like you already know, the banter continues, man. And if you know you've got the stomach and you've got the heart to sit here and get battered by Coach Wheezy, Ebuka, or me,
Join us.
we want to see you. Until then, ciao, ciao, and bye for now.
Football Banter.